What up?
Whoa, catching 10 on those good vibes. Hey, what's up? Hang 10. My name's Sean Deppner. These are my associates. Collectively, we're known as Blackwater. We are good friends. We tell better stories.
Oh, okay.
Saved it there at the end.
Now watch me catch this wave!
I feel like the good friends and we tell better stories has a different energy than good friends
Friends
telling
tell
better stories.
yeah.
Because it's like we tell better stories.
Coming for you, Mercer. I don't know what to tell you.
But he's so nice.
I am constantly workshopping it. I
love it.
I accidentally stumbled on something that everybody liked, and I've been dissatisfied ever since. I'm like, I can come up with
You
something.
had a high the first
I
time.
will keep fucking.
Which one do you think everyone liked?
Good friends telling better stories.
There's been a few. I'm just curious which one you're trying to live up
The
to.
best part
some
is
good ones.
good friends telling better stories. I believe the only time it's been said like straight as delivered was by me because you said it after a session. We all went, oh, and then you were gone the next session and I did it in your stead.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
constantly
been workshopping it
evolving
since.
here.
I
I
gave
love
it straight down the barrel, no sauce that one time.
And none of us like that.
It was
too dry. You gotta get it.
You gotta have a little bit of sauce.
I am going to jump into announcements here because I want to play some D&D tonight. I am going to acknowledge that we are streaming from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations. While our characters play in a world that Tim has created, we are honored to be able to live, work, and play on these lands tonight. A big thank you to our sponsors and partners. We are proud to be sponsored by Sirenscape because epic games require epic sound. We're also using Epidemic Sound for this campaign as well. We're partnered with Legend Keeper. This is the ultimate world-building tool created by DMs for DMs. You can type !Legend Keeper in the chat for all of the details. Had a lovely conversation with Braden, who runs Legend Keeper this last week, and they're talking about, well, we might be in talks about, maybe making Blackwater world-building stuff available for you to see and for you to engage with. And so how campaigns can be made public. So that is coming down the barrel for the wonderful folks at Legend Keeper. So stay tuned for that. Our Campaign 2 mini sponsor, our Campaign 2 mini sponsor, there it is MTM Printworks. MTM is your one-stop shop for all your tabletop mini needs. So type !MTM in the chat for all the info. Our campaign artist is Tiana Kovacevic. We love her. Her art is everywhere, all over this channel. You can find her at @Mist_Marston on Instagram. And we are proud to be sponsored by Familiar Dice, a local artisanal dice maker, creator of the best math clacks around. You can type !Dice in the chat and go follow Robin, the wonderful creator, across all his socials. You may have noticed we were playing live in studio. We are being hosted here in this amazing space by the wonderful folks from QuestKeep, a part of QuestCo Studios. You can type !QuestKeep in the chat for all the details. And thanks to Tony and Scotty in the booth tonight for keeping us on the rails. Campaign 2 also has its home over on the QuestKeep YouTube page. Our episodes are loaded there, and the break sequence is taken out, so you can just keep going. The front bit is taken out as well, so you can just jump into the action. It's delightful. The rest of our content is located on our Blackwater YouTube page, and if you like what we do, we also do stuff on Instagram and TikTok now as well, so go over, there's a bunch of shorts and stuff like that, so go check those out. Some very brief programming updates. Episode 26 dropped on the podcast today, as well as the second episode of Mayfield Mysteries dropped last Friday. Episodes are dropping bi-weekly on Friday, so get caught up with the sweet, spooky teens in a little nowhere town. We're working on getting Session 0 ready for Patreon, and we also have Chatwater and our patrons-only Discord. So come join us, type !Patreon, come get all the deets. I'm very excited for the things that I'll probably be talking about next week, about what I'm going to be dropping on Patreon for y'all. So very excited for that. I am still riding the Gen Con high, and I want to say a ginormous thank you to our community and everyone who I got to high five and hug in person. I want to say a huge thank you to Rollacrit, who I was working with for the weekend. Those folks are fantastic. And also, please, this is... It might sound like a plug, but it's also very fun. Please go get the board game Heroes of Barcadia. It's so fun. If you wanted like a tile-based building game, D&D, and a drinking game smashed together, please go get it. It's an absolute treat.
Do you drink in the real world as
No, only in the RPG world.
Yeah, only in the RPG.
Does it have anything to do with dogs?
secret
No.
rule?
No. Well,
Bark?
Bar-
Oh, you're
bark-
thinking
yeah.
Barcade.
no, Barcadia.
Barcade.
Oh.
No, it's like a
Barcadia.
treat that you give to your dog when it's got a sore throat.
Yes.
Yeah, Barcade.
Barcade.
Sorry.
So
I also like this Barcade.
the wonderful folks at Roll a Crit made Gen Con possible for me this trip, so I'm very, very grateful for them. And we're going to do our best to make sure that we have presence at cons going forward, and our sights are now turned on PAX U. So stay tuned for some details over there over the next couple months. We will hopefully be able to do some panels and maybe some live plays. So we are going to be keeping you informed about all that good stuff. And that's it. That's all I've got. So grab your tissues, grab your spider milk, grab your jorts, and your best friends. Whether you're new with us tonight or you have been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It is truly through community that we can make amazing things happen. And I hope you folks feel super, super welcome at our table. Tony, roll the clip, roll the clip!
But only if you want to.
Okay. So, for those of you just joining us tonight, last week the party took some time to rest in Keshawara, and Shy spoke to her mother for the first time in years, and Thistle finally got some time and space to take his
Took them drugs.
Yes.
So good, guys.
Their patron, Mr. Moss, also arrived and was eager to hear about their journey. He agreed to take them to Temple Philanus, where Thistle spoke to Mother Oftish, who was able to lift the divine curse that had been laid upon him, as Mark and Miri spoke with Mr. Moss about the powerful wand, Greyfire. They reluctantly agreed to give Moss the wand, but Mark attempted to cast a spell on the powerful mage, only to have him overcome the magic and warn Mark to never test his mercy again. As he looks at you.
So, in this moment, Mark has been caught in a way that he never has before. People have resisted his magic, but he's very careful to cast spells that don't, like, if they don't work, they're untraceable is how he feels. So this has never happened before. And he can very much feel that telekinetic grasp on the wand itself. He hasn't moved it or anything, but it's like the hand is on the gun, ready for the quick draw. Mm-hmm. And he's staring into Mr. Moss, and he has to make a decision about whether he's going to push his luck or not. And he's going to say, caught me. Sorry, mate, that's force of habit. I like to do a little suggestion to compel truth saying, just, need to make sure that that this is in the right hands. It's responsibility. But you're right. My hands probably aren't responsible enough, so yeah, let us know what you find, and we'll I hope I can be the type of person that you think is able to hang on to that for you.
I hope so too.
And just because I feel like I have to, this is not how Mark genuinely feels.
Yeah.
I would love to deception check
Sure.
to try to smooth over
Sure.
that whole thing. I did not try to cast suggestion. I tried to cast phantasmal force.
Yes.
So it is a different saving throw.
Yeah.
So can I gaslight him into being
can try.
oh yeah, that was a wisdom saving throw, not a come on, you little titty boy.
What is it?
It's a 13. I just as a sorcerer, I have the ability. You can expend a sorcery point to get a reroll. And this feels. You must use the new roll. Okay. Yeah. 13 sounds good. That's statistically better than.
Wait, it's 13 on the die?
13 on the die.
Oh, I thought it was a 2 on the die, and I was like,
no.
my dude,
No.
take the new roll.
Yeah.
Statistically
It's,
speaking.
probability and stuff. Okay. That's just gonna be 21
Okay.
For a deception check.
All right. His face doesn't give anything away.
Or does it? Insight check. Look, we're looking into each other's eyes.
Okay, wait.
It's a 6 on the die.
You're trying to deceive, and also like.
Yes. Every time you lie to a person, you're doing
Oh,
both.
you're watching, you're reading.
Anyways, he rolled a 6. I know this guy's passive
Yeah.
deception is, and
Betrays nothing.
if we're allowed to leave, Mark is gonna take Miri and leave this.
He takes the wand and he puts it in his coat.
I guess I'll just in that moment try. No, I'll wait till I'm among the clerics before I actively decouple from the wand. That feels pertinent.
I'll be here when you are all done your business in the temple. You can let the others know I'll take them where they wish.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
As you leave, you feel yourself pass into another plane, and you no longer are attuned to the wand.
Any residual? Nothing?
You feel all right?
Guess I lose that dark vision.
Yes.
I gotta update my stats.
Your mouth tastes very bad, like you haven't brushed your teeth.
Or does it?
Yeah, and then it's better.
Mint! Prestidigitation. I changed the flavor of my own saliva.
Saliva.
Wow.
It's
Just
just
the idea of you
Listerine.
just the idea of you walking out of the mansion and being like, it's so dark, I can't see.
Daylight.
Yeah, your perception of light has changed.
Oh, and I'm getting a sunburn. I used to be resistant to fire damage.
Yeah.
Mark's having a no good, very bad day right now.
We'll talk about it. But the person who I'd usually talk to it with is not here, so
We can always flash.
yeah, we might. But yeah,
Jess
Mark,
is on her way. She's running a bit late.
Mark makes his way.
All right. You go
back.
back into the temple where you find your companions.
Because Esper had gone off
I'm
and done something.
out somewhere else.
Yes.
Well, I stayed with
You had-
Thistle.
These two, and then
Yes.
I went off alone like an idiot. I truly would just wander around, and then would see that central white pool, and just approach the nearest, the nearest cleric.
Yeah, you see there's a priestess kind of sitting on the edge, and you can see she's filling some small vials with some of the white water.
I hope this isn't offensive. Do people ever submerge in that?
Yes, it's a ritual at the temple for priestesses.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Not only priestesses, but generally you have to be invited to swim in the water.
Great, not a swimming pool, cool. Great, yeah. Okay, I just...
There's a bath if you need.
No, I don't know. Something about that is calling to me. Like, answers, but I can just ask questions and maybe someone else will give me the answers that I'm looking for, rather than dunking myself in this temple's holy water.
Well, I'm sure if you speak to Mother Aftish, I saw her go off with your companions. Perhaps she can guide you in.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I should probably check up on all of that.
Very well.
See if the curse has been removed. Thank you for your help.
Of course.
Bye. Just awkwardly walk away.
Ghost fingers.
Ghost head.
Goes fingered out.
Every day.
You kind of spend some time to the side, and about 20 minutes later or so, your companions come out from the grove in behind. You see accompanied by Aftish as well.
Oh, hi.
It all went well?
Yes. It has all been resolved.
Great.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. I've never seen anything like that.
Great. What's the next step then, Thistle?
My mistake.
We're under attack! Go, go!
That's like when you're playing the video game and the music starts up and you're like,
Hey, hey.
I haven't seen it yet.
Where's the enemy?
Well, I know that.
I'm also here just for expediency.
Oh, hey.
yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi.
Your thing went well?
Look, mate.
Aftish is here as well.
Aftish, love it. Love your place. We'll talk about it
Great, yeah.
later.
Is there?
That seems like it went well.
Is there anything else you need or either of you need from the wonderful priestesses here?
I would like the question I asked you earlier about, death, and I have some questions, but
Of course.
there are times when I feel like I'm not 100% here.
Mm.
And I just want to know, is it getting worse?
I'm not sure in your case, but you kind of reached that.
Oh, yeah.
Every time a soul passes the boundary between life and death, something is lost.
Oh.
It's not always something spiritual. Sometimes it can be physical.
Okay. Yeah.
Your soul could still be all here, but some of your physical body could be traveling beyond.
Have you ever heard of people bringing stuff back?
In my experience, I have not come across anyone who has brought anything back. But I have seen people who have fought their way back, different than when they left,
Right.
fueled by something else.
Right. I just... for example, I can't play the fiddle. But if you were to give me one, I could sit for 10 minutes and I'd be able to play it. It would be a different thing every day. I'd have to keep sitting for 10 minutes and learning how to play the fiddle every day. But I could do that with anything.
And how do you do that?
I can hear people who can do those things explain them to me in a way that it's not like any regular explanation, because like if I tell you how to do something, you still have to practice to do it well.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they get a chance to do it one more time again through me.
Like a conduit.
But some of them aren't fiddle players. Some of them are angry. I think I'm angry. Dying, well, at least in my experience, dying is rarely a happy thing. I'm just...
I know of a people, the Illyrians. Their belief around death and passing is different than many. The way they help their dead carry on. When someone dies in their society, they are brought to a crystal, and their soul passes into the crystal, and their collective memory of all of their ancestors lives there with them. And there are people in that society who are able to tap into that knowledge, gain insight in history that they may have lost otherwise. Death is not a one-size-fits-all proposition. The journey is different. And perhaps you have tapped into something different in your travels. Perhaps you have found a way to tap into some kind of reservoir.
I don't want to sound impertinent because you've already helped so much. But I spoke with one of the priestesses about your pool and how some people submerge themselves.
Yes?
And I know it's a very sacred thing, and I would do it with great reverence, but I was wondering if you would allow me to maybe seek something within.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Come with me.
I take her hand.
She takes you down to the edge of the pool, and she leans over. Traditionally, we do this in the nude.
Oh yeah, I take my clothes off. Okay.
And you watch as she takes her clothes off as well, and she leads you into the water. I will take you down. There is quite a steep drop-off.
Right.
Priestesses are encouraged to swim as deep as they can. Now, as a rite of passage, they are encouraged to inhale the water. I don't believe that you need to do that.
Okay.
But submerge yourself. Stay for as long as you can. When you feel the need to breathe, swim out. Try to open yourself as much as you can.
Okay.
And trust. You are in a safe place.
I will breathe. And then
Okay.
plunge in.
As you plunge in, I would like you to make a religion check, and I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Okay. Oh, my intelligence is decent. 16 total?
16, okay. So you swim down in the water, and it is cool and refreshing, and you swim down deeper and deeper, and you don't sense any kind of bottom. You just swim down, and you find yourself in a place of suspension as you float there, and you open yourself up in that familiar way where you're allowing the voices to be present, and that kind of hiss of sound that you're used to starts to get louder as you allow that, and louder and louder, almost to a crowded room. And as your body finds stillness in that suspension, there is a wave of calm over the voices. And they don't quiet down, but they stop speaking all at once. And you start to hear snippets of people, their last words before death. And it starts to weave itself together into this kind of poem of last words. You now start to hear beyond just the words. You start feeling the emotions flood into you. Some are at peace, and a wave of calm washes over you. Some are scared. Some are angry and fighting back. And you feel that all at once as you drift, suspended in the water. You feel their last moments. And you realize something in this moment as you start to see faces appear around you, circling you. And they're calm. And you start to realize you are tapping into the last moments of a life, the culmination of these lives, the pinnacle, the peak. You are at the very top. As they surround you and you start to feel your own chest get tight as the air is burning in your lungs, you realize you need a breath, and you feel hands underneath you, pushing you gently to the surface. Without you moving, you rise naturally to the surface and take a breath. You feel Oftish's hand take yours. She doesn't pull you immediately, she just gives it there.
I'll take it. Thank you for that.
I hope it was enlightening.
At the very least, it was clarifying. I understand now more than I did.
I'm glad. If you'd like, you're all welcome to stay the night.
I'll step out of the pool.
You see a priestess comes over and gives you a towel to kind of dry yourself off.
Thank you.
I mean, Ben says he can take us wherever we want, whenever we want. So if you like it here, then that sounds fine with him. Or if you're eager to get to whatever wizard he wanted to talk to, wherever we want really is on the table.
Maybe let's spend the night and regroup, and then do we have a sense of this, if there's anything we need to do before we go and visit this, we'll go on this next track with Halora?
Well, I mean, I feel like, well, thank you very much. It sounds like we might stay because it's so lovely here.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll have rooms done up for you.
I appreciate that. She gone?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She
Thanks.
steps away.
All right.
You have a little bit of privacy.
I like the idea of Mark, because you said it in Mark's accent, the idea of just looking at someone being like,
Are you
you
gone?
gone?
You gone? Yeah.
Can you leave?
You're leaving? Thank fuck. All right. Yeah, not out of character for him. I mean, I think it's worth talking about like what our next steps are.
Yeah.
We've got to lead towards Halora,
That seems like just another job. That seems like another job he wants to send us on. I don't know if it's tied to the previous one.
He said, I think he said it was.
He said the two that he kind of brought up was Halora would probably have some information about Gideon, as they were colleagues at one point. And the other one, Yadira, might have some more information for you about the curse. But
so we've got some options. Where can we be in a room? Like, I would love to be like in a.
Let's say this it skips ahead. Your rooms are all settled,
yeah.
and some food's been
We
brought
do
up.
that thing in film where you're having a conversation and then they cut locations and they're picking up the location in exactly the same place as if they've said nothing in between.
And I assume one of you let Mr. Moss know.
Yeah,
I
we would have
can-
sent some.
Deciding.
I gotta. Well, as we're walking up, he'd be like, you know what? I gotta go. I have a question for Mr. Moss later, so why don't we get settled and I can just go let him know we're gonna stay here, and then I can I can ask him what I want to ask him.
That's great. And once we're in a private locale, I will. I mean, Miri was there. Yeah, I will just get y'all between Miri and I. We'll just like update you on like the whole Moss situation, like, what went down, sort of play by play. And so yeah, he's got the wand.
Are you all right? Like, I know you're fine physically, but like, are you okay?
Here's the thing. I don't have evidence for this, but I don't know if Ben is the right person to have that wand.
Right.
I don't think the Dathians are the right person. I certainly don't think Phyllis is the right person. I don't know if I'm the right person. But I think we need to consider that we are hired help for Mr. Moss.
For something greater that he's got going on.
I think it's important that we think of our relationship as more transactional, and we should be very careful how much personal trust we put in that, presumably, man.
That leaves me in a bit of a tough spot.
Now, I think I gave him the old run around at the end. I'm just a plucky little idiot who doesn't know any better, and doing some sleight of hand. So I don't think I have mortally wounded our relationship with Moss. We may be able to, keep going as we have. But I think we are in far deeper waters than when we were stealing a pen from a casino.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. What do you think, Thistle?
I think it is a worthy concern. I also think that his level of trust of us would be the same in return. I would expect him to treat us with the same suspicion and as we do him. So his reaction, though not what we would desire, is not out of place for someone who we're fairly new to be working with. But there is definitely a power imbalance between us and him.
Yeah, you can say that again.
And one that he can leverage against us much more easily than we can leverage against him, especially now that he has the wand. I think we should proceed until we have more evidence. But I do think we should consider not leaving Phyllis with him, as her knowledge and might give him too much.
I will say from I don't know where we'd put her, but
Yeah.
I think that's a fine idea. I would, as far as, where my vote is cast, I would like to know more about what we've done. Ben is right. We don't know a lot about the wand or what the implications are, and knowing more about that sounds very good to me right now.
So like us trying to find some information on that on the side, maybe without through him.
Yeah, I think if we are, he's a resource that we've got access to, but if we are wholly dependent on Ben, I think that puts us in a very dangerous position.
I have a pitch of where we could leave Phyllis. Here.
I was going to say
Oh
that's a
shit,
fantastic
that's
idea,
good.
yes.
I like that.
She seems to be getting on with the lawkeeper person of the temple.
Yes. Very structured.
Well,
And High Mother Nub and her seem to
Yes.
get on well.
and
Sister Nap.
Covenant sister.
I don't fucking know. Who's correcting me?
Brother.
Do any of you know the terms of these people?
There's a tiny little acolyte in the corner.
but in the corner on the roof.
Covenant sister.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Take the
Is it like a little kenku or something?
No. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, Phyllis is with Velvari at this moment.
And Gates Vale is trying to kidnap the people who can speak with the dead. Having a very powerful mage where all of these people are gathered wouldn't be a bad thing.
And Phyllis has got some knowledge on Ungle, and I'm sure that the priestesses here with their work against undeath would be quite benefited.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk.
I
honestly.
have a second pitch
Okay.
for next move. I think it is important that we continue with Moss to possibly not raise any further suspicion, but also start to gather information on him and what he's about. And someone like Alora might be able to give us an indication of what their relationship is. If she has had dealings with Moss, and she has had dealings with Gideon, it is not outside the realm of belief that he has had dealings with Gideon. And we could also contact.
My other thought was we didn't even leave Dresden, we left the outskirts of Dresden in quite a hurry. If we told Moss that There was some stuff left undealt with in Dresda. It's not incredibly far. We could look more into the tower.
We could.
Ooh, shit, I don't want to go back to the tower unless we have a plan.
Another possible avenue is I haven't really had the chance to speak to y'all about it, but I called my mother last night.
Oh, how'd that go?
I'm sorry if I scared you after you left. I smashed a mirror. So,
That's fine. That's really bad luck, though.
I don't really care.
I think mechanically it factors in.
7 years of disadvantage.
7 in-game years.
God, forever.
Time skip.
She said something very strange, and she said that she had to go further inland, and that if she played her cards right or some saying like that Adri and I would be safe. And I don't know what that means. And then she said she missed me and that she was sorry, and I don't want to talk about that, but she knows Moss. They used to be colleagues together, and she has an understanding of his magic. Now, I promised Adri that I would find her so that, at the very least, she could teach him something about his magic. But she can also be a resource and be useful. And this is putting any type of relationship or anything aside, because that's going to be something I'm going to have to deal with when it comes. But
No, but there's something there. Because if we got your mother and she agreed to teach Adri, then
free of Moss's yoke.
he wouldn't be beholden to Moss.
I also don't trust her in the slightest, so I don't know if I want to leave Adri with
I mean,
her.
we could cross that bridge when we come to it, you know.
Do you trust her more less than you trust Moss?
I have no idea at this point. We're talking about two wildly different scenarios. Someone who I should trust, who I haven't seen for 9 years, and someone who up to this point with me and my family has been unwaveringly benevolent. So, I don't know. The tide is out on both those things at this point, I think, and I don't know where she is. I don't have sending to contact her, and I don't even know what else I would say. I asked her where she was, and she didn't say anything about it. So she had the opportunity to say, and she didn't. Again. So
I think our best option is we take the night, and in the morning we make a decision.
I do think
Just
it might be worth our while just going back and checking on your brother and Mel. Just touching base, seeing how they're being treated. If we have any sort of suspicions about our friend, it might be worth checking in with him. Just to make...
So
He
maybe
can take us anywhere.
So maybe a quick pop back to Taywin.
A quick pop back to Taywin,
and
just
after
make
a
sure
morning-
they're okay.
A morning, and then
And then
if we are going to go on this job with Allura.
Your house,
Yeah, in Kashira.
yes. The balconies all had an awfully good view of the moon.
Well, that's what my mother's magic is the water and the moon and the tides.
And she is hiding inland.
Well, I'm drawn back to something Brother Deep said. He was saying that she used to go down there because the farther she was from it, the better she felt. And it's not like she wasn't in the water. So the moonlight maybe couldn't touch her down there. But now,
Oh, the light of a specific moon.
my mama drew her, from what I understand, drew her power after the same moon she named me after.
And I will
Yes.
tell you one thing. The moons they are jealous.
Jealous? What do you mean jealous?
I am thinking we need to find your mother. It is much more connected than I once thought.
Okay.
And
But I think hopping back to Taywin is a good place to start.
I do think we need to check on them.
I wouldn't mind seeing
Taywin
them.
could be a useful place to gather information now that I think about it.
Maybe
Yeah,
we spend an afternoon and then we regroup
I
and
can talk with Eki,
yeah.
see if he knows anything.
Well, you know what? Why don't I just loop down and tell Moss that we're staying here in the temple, and I was gonna ask him a question about my mother and their time at the Vaitoma together anyway, and maybe I'll pitch that Fali stays here.
I don't think we need his permission for
I
that.
think I'll talk to Philes,
Okay.
have Philes pitch that.
Okay.
Because if then his reaction to her wanting to stay here tells us a lot about him.
Also, it makes it not seem like we're trying to keep them apart.
Yeah.
Take someone with you when you talk to Moss.
That's what I was going to say. Is that
And probably not me. I think I've sort
would
of...
you like someone to accompany?
Yeah, I'm sure anyone who would be willing to come.
I'll go with you if you're comfortable having those conversations in front of me.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. Me, you want to talk
Yeah,
to
Mary
Philes?
Philes.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, you just got your curse purged in front of me, so I feel like
And
we're
that sounds
good.
much more. That sounds very strange, but yes.
Never really know your bros until you've seen him get the curse purged. You know?
Also, like, everyone just saw Esper very naked.
Shies aware.
naked.
I was only looking at Oftish.
Optic is hot. 10 out of 10 can confirm.
Thistle and the older ladies, man. He's,
Hot. I love it.
dang.
He's
Not
thousands
older
of
to
years
him.
old.
Yeah.
Those are young ladies. That is the appropriate age for
She's a
Thistle.
human. Well, no, she's a
She's
tiefling. So
tiefling.
she's
She's a couple months younger than Neppy.
she's in her golden years.
Well, I thought
That
Artis
is-
was older than Neppy.
No.
That is his.
No,
that
you're
is.
thinking of that super duper.
So like, because Hade was the mother
Vilvari.
here.
Harder, the one that died.
Thank you.
Vilvari is the knowledge keeper.
But Vilvari is
That's
old.
Very
from the
old.
last.
From the
campaign.
last campaign. Vilvari is very
He was
old.
old
'cause,
back then.
yeah, Neppy and Oftish were dropped on the steps a couple of months apart. So why don't...
You ever seen them in the same room at the same time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Many times.
Spoken.
Why don't we all go inside now? Do you want to just hole up here, or you're gonna go with Fowler?
We're gonna go talk to Philes,
Okay.
aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, sweet.
Well, then why wouldn't we go to
I
Moss,
hate this.
and then you guys go to Follies?
All right. So you head out to the outside of the temple, where you know Mr. Moss is, and you can see he's not in the mansion at the moment. He's outside. You can see he's just kind of staring out over the dunes.
Cool.
Taking it all in.
Awesome.
Just doing a little dune staring at sunset. It's beautiful.
getting that spice.
I kind of walk up towards him. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all. What is it?
Can I ask you a couple questions about something?
Of course.
My mother. How long did you work with her at the Vaitoma?
Our paths crossed for about a year.
What's she like?
She was guarded, but when she pursued something, I watched her study. Every evening, she would go to the libraries in the Vaitoma, and she would be there nearly till morning. I would come in the morning, and she would be there. She was dogged in her pursuits.
Do you know what she was studying? Did she ever talk to you about it?
I tried to ask. She gave up little, but
That don't surprise me.
she was fascinated with her magic and the source of it. I was not allowed to teach at the Vaitoma, so my time in the library was somewhat surreptitious. But she never seemed to mind.
Right. Okay. I spoke to her. She's alive.
It's good to hear.
I'd like to insight check him when he finds that out.
Sure.
Ooh.
I want to know if this is like a surprise or like how much. Essentially, like what I want to know is like
It's a good time.
what is his level of interest in discovering that we've made contact. Insight. That is a 24.
Well, there it is.
Damn.
He seems a little surprised.
Okay.
It's not a big reaction, but you can tell he,
More than he usually gives as a reaction.
yeah, he was surprised by that, by hearing that. And he is curious to hear any information about her because he assumed that she was dead.
And maybe this. I don't have magic myself.
We've spoken about this.
I know,
You do?
Mr. Moss. I know, but it's different than hers. At least in its scope and what I can do with it or what she can do with it. And I reckon I ain't never seen like the full scope of her power because I don't think she showed that to me at all.
Right.
But she mentioned something real strange that struck me as very odd for someone who has access to that kind of power. She talked about severing ties with it of hers
Interesting.
and potentially Audrey's.
She wishes to cut herself off.
I don't know why. She only had 25 words to me and she didn't send anything back after that. Can people do that?
I mean, people can do all kinds of things.
But her magic was born with her. How can you separate? And now it would be different. Like, I mean, you said you've learned your magic.
I think the more important question, Shy, is why?
Yeah.
Why would she want to sever that gift? When so many others.
She said she was trying to keep me and Audrey safe. I don't know from what. I think she's running from something.
Perhaps she doesn't feel in control.
Which is very different to the experience I've had from her. It was all control.
Perhaps that's what she wanted to project. Seems like maybe that's what she was striving for.
It wasn't real.
If you pretend long enough, sometimes it becomes real.
Okay.
Do you know where she is?
She didn't say.
Question for you, Mr. Moss.
Yes.
You said that you had to learn your magic. What is the source of your powers? Where do you pull them from? I pull them from nature.
I read an immense amount every day.
Like a wizard, a learned.
I am quite learned, yes.
So like a wizard.
I guess you could say that. I try not to define it. I am fascinated by all streams of magic.
And their origins.
Of course, the lore is almost as important.
And did you ever speak to Shy's mother about the origins of her magic?
I tried. She was, as I said before, reserved. I knew it had something to do with the moon, which I had never seen before. So I was curious. She was quite interested in cycles of the moon and the relationship between the three moons to each other.
She used to spend a lot of time up on our roof.
Yeah.
Why did you believe that she would pass? How did she leave that would...
She left quite suddenly, and with... there was an argument between her and some of the other staff members at the Vetoma. I was in the library at the time, but I couldn't stay for long. I didn't want to risk getting caught. But there was an argument of some kind, and powerful words were exchanged, and there were some threats.
She threatened them or they threatened her?
It went both ways.
They typically do.
But she disappeared after that, and I hadn't heard anything, and as someone who prizes myself on knowledge, I tend to hear a lot of the comings and goings of powerful people.
Well, your knowledge was more than me.
And you mentioned that you had friends, or a special friend in Keshuera. Did you visit Shai's mom in Keshuera ever?
No.
No. Did you go to Keshuera after your interactions with her?
That's when I first heard of it, yes. I had heard of it, but she...
So you visited too?
I was curious.
And that's where you heard of her death?
I hadn't heard of her death. I just didn't hear anything about
Oh, it was an assumed death. All right. I thought someone had told you that she had died.
No, that was just the assumption. Anyways, that's what anyone had told me.
Yes.
After I met her, I traveled to Keshuera sometimes after that. And
She sounds like a remarkable woman.
she was quite something. She is quite something, it sounds like.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah. That being said, we were kind of talking about maybe what the best plan was for the morning. If it's all right with you, I'd like to hop back to Taywin quickly just to say, to see Adri now. It feels important to update him.
Of course.
And then we were talking about that job with Alora and going out that way. We can do that for you.
I'll get in contact with her.
Okay. When I talk about Adri, my insight is shit. But that's what Shai would be looking for. That, like, if there is something hiding below about, like, this information that I've now given him, is there a protective nature? Is there a, I'm curious, or, like, I'm going to study
Make
him
an insight
nature?
check.
Yeah, okay. Oh, God.
I like the idea of somebody going, Adri.
So my brother Adri.
If
Not
I said
bad
the,
for me. It's a 16.
16? Yeah, he seems totally fine with it. He seems happy to make that happen.
Okay.
And are we, is Mark leaving the wand with you, or are we
Yes.
taking, oh, he's leaving it with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic, fantastic.
We still haven't said anything to Felice about anything, you know.
Have you performed your spell on it?
Not yet. I was
Not
going
yet.
to wait until I was back home.
Oh, perfect. So we can do that when we go with you to Taywin.
If you would like to be present for the ritual,
I would love to hear about this wand. It's very curious.
well, I'll let you know after I do it, and you're welcome to stop by.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I'll see you anyways when I
Yes,
take you.
well, perfect.
I can fill you in then.
Amazing. Thank you.
That sounds great. Thank you, Mr. Moss. And I just gotta say, I am truly grateful of you looking out for Adri
Of course.
and also for Mal.
Of course.
Thank you.
Mal is on a job in Karos.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you'll see him, but if you want to leave a letter or something, I can pass along to her.
I'm sure I'll figure it
Where
out.
is Karos?
Oh, it's another city across the water from Taywin.
It's part of the coalition. It's down here.
Perfect.
He'll be back in a few days, I assume, so...
Okay.
He's a very talented individual. It's good to see that he's being put to use.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
don't think he would appreciate being idle.
No.
He doesn't
no,
do well
He
if
gets a
he's
bit
idle.
restless.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's saying something.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll leave you to your, it's a lot of sand.
Yes, I don't find myself out here very often, so I try to take in the beauty when I can.
So a bit of whiplash from being in Kishir, I have to say that much right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Moss.
Kishware has a lot of sand. It's just near the water.
Yeah, that's true.
Got
him.
Real wet sand.
A lot of muck. Yeah, as we kind of like walk away from Moss.
That was the most fucking fuck you, like shitty. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
you want
the
to
handshake
be
getting tighter and tighter, yeah.
for the ritual? Yes, I'd like that. Great. I'll tell you when it's over. That sounds great.
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
I'm excited
Just
about
two
it.
dads squeezing each other's hands.
Yeah, if that was
tighter
a movie,
and
they
tighter.
would have added the creaking sound effects of the bow.
Slow zoom
Yeah.
in.
It's two like little league,
Hands and then
like
shoulder,
minor league hockey
shoulder.
coaches just shaking hands with each other.
Later, boss. You got it, chief. Okay, buddy.
Champ.
And we go inside
You
and
head inside. You two find Felice.
Us three.
3, yes, of course. Esper is there, that's right. You find she is kind of hunched over a little desk, and you can see the quite old tiefling next to her is just stacking parchment upon parchments, like scrolls that are laid out, and you see Felice is just like burning through these scrolls as she's reading them. She's just fascinated.
I feel like this might not take too much convincing.
No, not at all.
You see Velvari, the older tiefling, like you can see just a spark in her eye, and her smile is very wide.
Felice,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt your studies.
That's all right.
We are leaving soon.
Oh.
Would you like to remain here?
If I could, yes,
I think that would be for the
I
best.
would love that.
There's a group of people who have been kidnapping the priestesses from this, well, not this temple, but this,
Sect.
yeah,
Oh.
the ones that can speak with the dead. So I was thinking 2 birds with 1 stone. You're safe here. You get, or 3 birds almost. You get access to all
We're
this
killing
knowledge.
a lot of birds right
But also,
now.
if anything goes down, it would be good to have someone of your prowess
Absolutely.
present. So
And if something happens, I can get one of them to send to one of you.
Do you not send?
No.
Oh,
Typically for handwritten notes.
you've got somebody to do that for you, generally.
But yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
tiny servants.
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
Tiny servants. Did they fold? You say it into the thing, and then you fold it when you're done. Was it like a like a John Wick thing? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like John Wick. Typically they don't last for thousands of years, but
I love out of context anyone watching this being like, wait,
John
the
Wick.
fuck about John Wick?
tiny servant John Wick.
So when you hire
hungry,
Keanu Reeves,
Keanu Reeves is eternal, so
He's like a
he
little
does
lamp
last
out for
a long time.
vengeance.
so you effectively just have burner phones. I love that. Great. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, typically you can animate them for a time, and we found it more useful. Sending was not a common spell with the learned. Typically a divine, not a divine spell in nature, but it had been a tradition of divine
Well, you
practices.
know what? We don't do that much anymore. So if you wanted to bring that back, that sounds very exciting. And
Tiny servants?
tiny servants that you talk to your friends.
Of course.
That
they're
sounds great. Everybody
very
needs to contact everyone all the time, and like sending is a real pain in the ass.
And it also,
You trying to start another business?
You don't.
well, before you even say that, she goes, it actually was good for the local economy as well. We needed a lot of knickknacks
Yes,
and things.
absolutely.
We couldn't just have forks running
Someone's
around all
got to
the time.
supply the things. Someone has
course.
to make them.
You can never get so.
Distribution.
Never
The
get far from
Nardguard
letters.
Telecommunication Services.
Oh my god.
Your letters is just leaking out.
NGTS.
Hey, my guy is a businessman, all right? Well, you know what? My family business is in shipping and whatnot, but if you need some like startup funds, I could probably pull
For a
something together.
knick-knack business?
A knick-knack business that can revolutionize global communications. Yeah, I think we could make that happen.
All right. Yes, perhaps.
Anyways, you know where to find us. We've introduced ourselves to all the priests.
We'll let Mr. Moss
Testes.
know that you're going to stay here.
Very well. I'll send him my best. I would love to sit down and speak with him at some point as well.
I mean, he knows where you are.
I'm
so-
going to look at Mark.
Yes.
Do we tell her our limit to our trust with Mr. Moss, or do we leave her in the dark about that?
Fuck.
In my headcanon, Miri is making small talk.
Yeah,
while we
have
do this, so
Miri's
it's not
creating
like
small talk.
hella awkward.
Also, for the I think we were making jokes last time. I think Mark is pretty good at being able to like
talk and
have
Yeah.
two things
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't
I mean, that's what
actually.
you
Yeah, that's, well, he can roll for it.
Like, just big gaps between. Yeah.
Just anyways. Shit. I think it couldn't hurt to bring that up actually.
Not a warning, but just our trust of Mr. Moss has been diminished lately. Not by any action, but just people who seek power that voraciously often don't turn it to good ends. We could be in the wrong here, but I thought I'd let you know to use caution.
Thank you. I have some experience dealing with powerful men.
Yeah.
So, sad to see that some things never change.
Oh yeah, that thing. That is, yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere. It's rad.
Duly noted.
Oh, the most nepo baby reaction.
Anyways,
of all time.
I'm going back to my Mojo Dojo Casa house. You can come by later if you want.
You wanna play some wiffle ball?
No, it's pickleball. Mark plays pickleball for sure.
That's the bro move. Yeah, me and my bro should play some wiffle ball.
Cornhole, bro.
Cornhole.
Mark is
Cornhole,
really good at
saline.
He cheats for
does,
sure.
For sure.
Yeah, so we leave her there.
Yeah.
All right.
And
She seems content to stay.
great, fucking tie that one up. Bing, bing, boom. Great idea.
All right.
Do we all have our own rooms, or do we all have? Are we in like one?
There's two.
There's
Two rooms.
Okay.
When we all reconvene, Thistle would
I have a theory.
Oh yeah.
And,
Okay.
Moss mentioned that he was curious about your mother's source, origin of magic.
Yeah.
He's also curious about power of the ley lines, another origin of magic. What if your mother discovered something in her attempt to sever the bond, that he wants to create bonds for all? Use magic for everybody.
Literally to everyone.
I don't know.
There's
He
certainly
might
enough
have.
power in the ley lines to do that.
But at the time he didn't know of the ley lines or the wand. What if he pursued your mother and caused her to run? He went to Keshuera after she disappeared, looking for answers. He knew where your mother's house was. We never told him. He showed up at the door.
To be,
He didn't go with her.
I
is
also
what I'm
want
saying.
to lack.
No one goes to Keshuera.
I also want to lack tamper or alarm. I'm trying to stay very rational about this. He could have literally asked anybody on the street, where is the Shadare house? And they would have pointed him in the direction or said, can I walk you there? Do you need something?
Yeah. They're very
He
accommodating.
is also split Adri and Mel. We specifically left Mel to take care of Adri as a
Not really.
form of protection.
Not necessarily.
I think we keep eyes on Moss, but unless we have something a little more concrete, we know that his goal has to do about making magic more available.
and,
right?
and inherently, that's not a bad thing.
Not necessarily.
From what I know, there are but a few places, channels, which to access magic. You can do it through the worship of a deity of some sort. You can do it through the worship of nature or the moon. Some people are born innately with magic, and some learn it from a book, as like our friend Felice. He was very avoidant of stating where he acquired his magic, which was not present. He could not get into the Sorcerer's
Just
Academy.
means he wasn't born with it.
He's not a worshipper of a god.
Not that we could ever see.
He does not get it from where I get it.
No.
It leaves a much darker avenue.
Like that he didn't learn it from books?
I tried to nail him down on,
I saw you.
and
you
he
were-
was very avoidant. That leaves two paths: from books, which he was not willing to say yes to, or from some sort of deal,
What kind of deal?
non-scrupulous.
I don't
Who do
know.
people make deals with for magic?
I don't know much, but I know one of Gideon's people. They had magic. They were dumb as a brick, and they were like this, but more gross.
Oh,
They'd made a deal with some kind of thing
something powerful.
that could keep them.
There are things in the Feywild where I am from, who are dangerous, and they have the ability to bestow powers in exchange for whatever you're willing to give.
There's also, all the stories of selling your soul to a devil so you can get great power.
All I'm saying is, I am much more leaning in the direction of your concern, Mark.
I agree. We need to know more.
We have one scroll of sending left, right?
Yes.
It may be a waste, but what if you reach out to Mal?
My hope was to leave the scroll of sending with Mal when we saw him in Taywin. It was why I suggested we go.
That we like. I like that a lot,
But
actually.
Mal is no longer there.
He might be. He's kind of sneaky. I think if anyone were to be, not where Mr. Moss thinks they are, could be Mal.
I wanted to
Very
leave him.
charming.
I wanted to leave him with the ability to get in touch with us if things went bad.
I think an easy way is we confirm whether or not he's in Keris. Don't you sneak in here. You
Perfect
come in
timing.
here
Has happened.
with... Yeah.
Does it
Mark
say
is,
Noki?
Mark is disintegrated, so Mark got...
So what?
Yeah.
No one's died.
No one's
We just
died
had
yet.
some big conversation.
Mr. Moss pulled out a literal human gun and just shot Mark in the face.
I'm from the future. It's fucked up that I believe that. I'm like,
He's the Terminator.
no, the stakes have changed.
We'll fill you in.
Okay.
Break soon.
We'll fill
Yeah,
you in
yeah,
very soon.
okay.
Just
Okay.
figuring out our
Do you
next
want
moves.
me to call him right now? Do you want me to call him out?
I mean, listen, if he's in Keris, that just confirms Moss, nothing changes. But if he isn't in Keris, if he's somewhere else...
Here, I'll call him.
Hang on till we're in Taywin. Also, you've met
You've met Matt.
Mal. We can call him with not the scroll of sending. I love the idea of leaving the scroll
Oh, do you
with
have sending?
Mal.
Yeah. Oh, lit.
Clerics have sending.
No big deal.
I can also
Wait. Oh, yeah, you have met
I
Mal.
can also send Sprig to find Mal.
Sure. I'm saying
If we need to get him a scroll, I could have Sprig deliver the scroll.
I have access to very few first level spells.
also, if we did send to him right now, I'm volunteering your slots, then maybe, for some reason, I don't know why, he might make it his business to hop across the water and be in Taywin the next day. I mean, it's still early,
Why would
Yeah.
he want to do that?
because, everyone's seeing Adri. We're probably going to have, an ice cream cake or something. We've missed a lot of Adri's birthdays, so
It's
I
also
think
hard to
sort
have
of,
ice cream cake here because
Yeah, it's-
there's a...
Mal loves an ice cream cake.
we
Yeah.
Hold
all
on, hold
love an ice cream cake.
They make cake out of ice cream.
Yes,
do.
they do. It's absolutely...
Isn't that just ice cream?
No,
No,
mate,
it's got like a
there's
crumb bottom.
crumb bottom, caramel, fudge stuff. You've had
That
this.
sounds like
cake
a.
is a structural term.
But that sounds like a sundae.
You have so much to learn, Thistle.
I love that in a very short amount of time, I've introduced an NPC that Tim now has to make. Just off the fly. And we've also introduced the...
weird. The like...
The dead guys have an undying warlock. Yeah. But also that we've introduced the... Not just the fact that ice cream cake exists in this world, but it is apparently exceedingly common.
I was gonna say, because Thistle knows about it. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What is his experience with ice cream? How does he know about Sundays?
And ice cream and cake. Yeah.
He knows about cake,
amazing.
ice cream, and Sundays, but not ice cream cake.
The man used to be a tree.
We're all talking about this in chat.
Trees love ice cream.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
watch
true.
I love that rule for our world.
Okay, so let's.
But not ice cream cake.
That's right.
No.
There's lines.
Never the twain shall meet. So
Cake
let's.
is hard for the roots. Cream melts. That's easy. It's basically good water.
Let's bed down for the night maybe, and then in the morning we.
We send just in case he can pop over. If you're down.
So imagine for a moment that I just wasn't listening for the last little while.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
exactly would be the message that we would want to send to Mal?
Sup, Mal?
Where he is.
You know me. It's
We'll be in Taywin tomorrow.
how's it hanging?
Where are you right
Where
now?
are you? We're
It's a
gonna
lot
be
of
in
niceties for
Taywin. Like, sup.
Mal,
Keep
We're
it
in
casual.
Taywin.
Mal,
Where
we'll
are
be
you
in
at?
Taywin tomorrow. Where are you? Can you make it?
It's me, Miri.
Great.
I think you'll know.
Maybe not even. Can you make it? Because if he's, I don't want to raise any more suspicion
Sure.
around Moss.
Yeah, keep it casual.
Just basically saying, hey, we're headed back to Taywin to check on Adri before we go on a job again.
Where are you right now?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Sure.
There will be ice cream cake.
You don't have to add that in.
Okay.
I will
No.
though.
You could though. He does love ice cream.
Okay.
Did you just kiss yourself on the shoulder?
Yeah, I died. You know, ice cream cake sounds good to me.
I'm gonna send them a message.
Self-love.
I'll send say, hey Mal, what's up?
Nice.
How's it hanging?
Yeah, low and lazy.
No.
We'll be in Taywin tomorrow. Would love to see you if convenient.
Ice cream cake provided. Peace
Ice
out.
cream cake
Provided.
provided. Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
nailed
full
it.
exactly 25 words.
Solid. Very
Good.
casual.
You
Very
hear
cool.
back. Hi, Miri. Little busy. In Karos. I'll hop the next boat. Say hi to Shy for me. That's it.
Okay. I'll relay that. It's in time.
Okay.
We've confirmed he's in Karis.
It's good that he didn't assume Miri was just letting him know that she was going to be in Taywin.
I mean, I think it's assumed that we all travel
like-
again.
Yeah, I mean, ice cream cake presumes a festive environment. Like, that's why you...
All right, so ice cream cake only comes out in a party situation.
Yeah, no. If
Birthday.
ice cream cake
And
collect...
that's where we're going to take a break.
I can't wait to find out what the fuck happened.
It's been your whole long rest.
We are going to take a tight 10, so stick around, grab yourself a beverage, grab yourself a snack, and then come back for the second half. See you soon, folks. Bye.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some ass for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
All right. So you all have a long rest, unless there's anything you like to do in the middle of the night and prank these priestesses.
I would.
No.
No.
Now that you mention it.
Before we went to bed,
Yeah.
everyone would see that Thistle starts working on what appears to be a wood carving.
Cool. Very cool. All right.
Very sick.
The night passes quite calmly. It's lovely in the temple. You come to in the morning, and some food is brought to outside your door before you all reconvene with Moss and head back to Taywin. All right. And you watch as he kind of spreads his hands, and there's that kind of rush, and you feel that drop in your stomach as you arrive back in Taywin. You see you are near the center of the city, near that statue that you met, Rosie's friend. Oh, I can't. The tea shop owner.
Hilarion.
You can see it is. It's a little bit pre-dawn with the time change. It's just a little bit earlier than when you left. So the sun is just starting to come up, but the streets are fairly quiet. Well, I am going to go to my study. When you're ready to go, let me know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is Adri staying in dorms or is he?
Yes, he's at the dormitory at the school.
Do you know if there's school today or is there?
Yes, there should be. If you go by the
Okay.
registrar's office, they can send a note up.
I'd love to see him if possible.
I would also love to see him. I've got some questions at the Vaitoma I'd love to ask, and I'd love if anyone is interested in like magic stuff, that's what I'm going to be poking around
Perhaps
for. And
maybe we take Adri out for breakfast or something, and then let him get on with his classes. I wouldn't want him to be late or miss anything.
Does anyone want to look into some magic stuff with me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Let's
Gang's all here.
yeah.
Love that.
Trapping gang.
I have an appointment with the less scrupulous people of the town.
Okay, well I'll take
Don't let me.
Adri
Oh,
out for
you two are
breakfast.
gonna crime team, academia.
Yes.
Love
And
that.
shopping.
Academia, breakfast, crime.
Yes.
Let's talk to the boy. Let's pick up some ice cream cake on the way.
Yes.
Ice cream cake for breakfast is great.
Moss lives locally, right?
Moss, where's your favorite ice cream cake place?
He's already down the
So I would say, well, I'm gonna go get Edry. I'm gonna take him for a quick breakfast if y'all want to come, and then we can maybe split after that.
Oh, maybe a family thing. Maybe
Let's-
just a family thing.
Let's go to Adri and then split up.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So it'd go to.
You head towards the Vaitoma.
Ice cream cake?
It's nothing's open yet. It's still pre-dawn. But you do hear some shouting on the way. And you hear someone, as you come around the corner, you see there is a young woman. She's in leather armor, and like you can see she's kind of struggling with a bow. As you see, there is a tall elven man, and there's kind of smoke pouring out of this staff that he's holding, and you can hear she going, "Yaxon!" And you see there is a familiar person on the ground, Jackson. You can see is sort of covered in this smoke, sort of writhing around. And you see she's struggling to get an arrow out from a quiver on her back. As this elf is sort of standing above them.
Do not give it a moment. I don't even look at it.
As soon as you start describing it, I was like, I know what the fuck this is.
I don't even look at it.
Do you want to
Because Yaxon!
Do you want to go
She's like-
fuck with them?
Gets it.
No, I mean, it's a word.
And she kind of like pulls it and she fires it at the elf. And you watch as the elf is struck and kind of stumbles back. And she turns around. Help! Help me!
You all right?
No, I need your help!
To do what?
This mage! And you watch as the tall elf disappears in kind of a puff of smoke.
Oh.
Please, do you have any healing?
Wasn't the...
Wait a second.
My friend Yaxon, he's dying.
I'm guessing you don't remember us.
I think I would run.
No, Yaxon is the only one who knows us.
Yaxon is. I've never
Oh, I
met you in
thought
my
the- I
life.
thought
The woman is the mark.
She's the.
Oh
she's
shit,
paid
the
for that.
woman is the mark.
Yeah.
I thought it was the partner.
No.
Because
No,
the
the
one that
partner
we
died.
killed.
Well,
The
that
Tabaxi died.
you just saw an elven, and you don't recognize the elven.
No, I know, but you know the one that we left in the alleyway.
Yeah, she's dead.
She's dead. Jackson is still
Alive.
doing his
He
thing.
said he was gonna quit. We threatened him.
I've started walking towards him because I have no
Mary,
idea what's
it's
Yeah.
I'll just like. Oh,
I'm beyond healing.
This is a bit.
I'm beyond healing.
Look, actually, I think
No.
Oh wait, no, it's fine. If
this
he's
is
beyond
my
healing,
time.
I pull out one of my knives. I can make it quicker for you. if you
Oh,
want.
please. I want to savor my last minutes. Please.
how's it going for you, Jackson?
Last we saw you, you said you were going to quit this business.
Yes, well, you know, an adventurer. I just couldn't quit. But please.
Sorry, what was your name?
That elf looks so scary. Is there anything we can help with?
No,
Hey.
it's all right. We tangled with a power beyond our comprehension.
Is that so?
Lady Summerwinter's? She did a fine job.
Sorry, Lady Summer.
Summerwinter?
That's her name. She's a hero.
It's a real seasonal spread.
She's a hero, and she grabs Lady Summerwinter's. She goes, Jackson, I'm Lady Summerwinter's.
Are you a hero?
I think I am.
Would you like to join our group?
No.
She looks like she has some talent.
She does.
What is it that you do heroically?
Well, I'm very gifted with a bow.
Oh, we
as you
need
can
one
see.
of those. We need one
Oh.
of those. We don't have a bow person.
Are you trying to retake Bevimber?
Yes, I've been working alone, but I could maybe be persuaded to join a group
You
of
know,
heroes.
it's the stuff we're doing is probably below your capabilities. You don't want to tangle with that. It's below
I
you.
think it's important to show and demonstrate what a hero can be.
Perfect.
Well, you
Have
know-
you killed many people?
No, I don't believe in taking a life.
Oh.
Perfect.
What do you do with the bow then?
Well, I warn people and, warn them not to stay away.
Well, why don't you demonstrate? You said you wanted to
I
demonstrate.
think
what
you
kind
saw what my bow could do to that mage
You
before they...
did wonderful, honey.
Of course, I hit them right in the chest.
And I would turn to Mark and I'd be like,
We need someone to die first. And I think this is the perfect candidate.
Mate, you can just that's some stuff we don't want to say out loud.
Are you
Has
ready
Jack-
to lay down your life for the cause?
Well, it depends on the cost. I'm not just going to die for anything.
Has Jackson died?
You can see he's... He's slowly getting there. I should be with my friend in his
Yeah.
little moments.
I think he's dead already.
But if you ever need a hero...
I go over and say what sounds like I'm casting a healing word, but it's not that. It's just like what would sound to people who don't
looks
know
at
primordial.
you.
It sounds like
Jackson looks at you with the most thankful look.
Oh,
And he closes his eyes.
yeah, I think it's fatal.
I lean down. I'm just gonna make sure he's dead, and I lean down, and as I'm like pretending to like check his body, I flick him in the nut real hard. All right, he's still going. Great.
You know what, ladies?
does again.
Lady Summerwinter, we're gonna leave.
I'm
you-
so glad you could all witness this moment.
Yeah, us too.
I feel
It's
like
like
I've really
I've-
gone through the crucible.
It's like I've been here before. You know what?
You know what it's like to lose a friend?
The
Truly a
feeling
sense of
never
deja
leaves
vu,
you.
yeah.
It never leaves you.
Almost the same friend.
Yeah.
Like very similar friend.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anyone like Jackson.
I think the only difference between our friend and your friend was just a hard J.
You know what? We'll
You should choose on that one for a minute.
we'll let you to your morning and your morning and then we'll go.
Word of advice:
Thank
if you want to be a proper hero, you're gonna want to go through the official means.
You gotta register.
There's a lot of paperwork. You're gonna want to get on that quite early.
Also,
It's good to know.
Yep.
finds a group.
Truly, there's safety,
Safety
in
in
numbers.
numbers, yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
I'm
you
guessing
find
You
some
should
friends.
seek out a man named Nod. He is a talented warrior who is willing to fight to the death.
I will take up this quest and I will find Bernard
If
and I will tell them who sent.
Mark
sorry,
Dwyler.
Mark Dwyler.
Mark Dwyler. He
50
knows.
sessions from now, we're gonna run into the worst adventure.
No!
The Nardguard.
That's the Nard. This is Mark planting the seeds of the Nardguard right now.
Seek out Nod. You'll know him when you find him.
Is your father Bert Dwyler?
Yes.
Oh, yes. The Winters of the Winters family.
History check. Do I?
Sorry.
Make one an advantage.
Sorry. Her first... I thought her last name was Summerwinter.
No,
her
no,
first
her
name is Summer.
Lady Summer
Summer
Winter.
I hate it.
Does she have a middle name?
History check.
Oh, the name doesn't really ring a bell.
Oh, I hate that so
Yes.
much.
Anyways, you know my family, and if you are ever in Skalarn, you can look me up.
Well, I mean, are you planning to? Because I'm doing the hero thing. You're also doing the hero thing. Are you going to be in Skull, or are you planning to like?
Well, I plan on visiting home sometimes. It's good to see the family.
Mm-hmm. How are they all doing? All of them?
Well, my father is getting old, and the business is not as easy as it once was.
That's what I.
I can't do it. You're
drifting.
You're channeling Norsemen so hard, and I'm like waiting for you to be like, listen, Orm.
No, the volcano was rather tough on the business.
It didn't really touch us. We're pretty far north, but I heard it was pretty bad down here.
Oh yeah, it's wild. Anyways, seek out Nod. He's the best.
Right.
You're gonna love him.
We should
And
go to our
if you
appointment.
need any barrels made, you know where to get them. It clears it out. The Winters make barrels.
A round of applause, Jim. That was
Yeah.
incredible. That was incredible. What an excellent
As
NPC.
you know what?
Miss Summer Winters, and
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
The honor is all mine.
I have no doubt we'll see you adventuring.
I'd love to sell you a bridge one day.
I am looking to expand my portfolio, so that's good to know.
Oh.
As we hustle on away from this entire thing. Oh my
Kneels
god.
back down next to Jackson. As you get to the Vaitoma, as it's early in the morning, but things are open, you see some students starting to kind of walk around the grounds as you head into the registrar.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm wondering, is this the same person that I saw last time?
Yes.
This motherfucker. This is the motherfucker who knew my last name. Didn't say anything about my mom.
That's just a professional courtesy.
Probably.
I'm wondering if I could speak or see Adri Shader, please.
Oh, yes, he might be on his way to his first class, but I will send a missive.
Would you like us to wait here?
Oh, that's probably for the best.
All right.
You watch as they write down on a scroll of paper that kind of floats up and out the door.
That's real Filey style.
Yeah, it's really cool. Just want to double check. Elkirk Academy is where I'm from, or Dullkirk? Dullkirk. Just making sure. All right. Yeah, as long as
I should have got you to flip a D2.
Oh, it's in here somewhere. Don't make me look up the notes. Dullkirk. I love that. Yeah, hello again, Mark Dwyler from Dullkirk. I was just wondering if it would be possible at any point to speak to one of your professors. I'm doing a bit of work for the school, and we're looking. We're doing a bit of a research on sorceress origins, where your magic comes from. Us wizards, books. And if there was any time today, I would love to sit down with whoever on your staff would be the go-to person to talk to about that.
That would probably be Librarian Akara.
Librarian Nakara.
I could send a missive and see if she would be open to hosting you.
I would be very grateful.
Very well. And you watch see it goes out. A couple minutes later, Adri kind of jogs in. Hey, Sha!
Happy-ish.
How's it going, everyone?
I'm good. I don't want to bug you too much on your...
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll let my professor know I'll be a little bit late.
What class were you going to?
I was going to a potions class.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty tight with the professor, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
You doing okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's hard, but I'm good.
That's good. And you, everything's...
And I kind of like move away from
Yeah,
like the
you
registrar.
take him outside into the courtyard.
Yeah. Do you want to go get some breakfast or something, or have you eaten already?
Oh, I mean, I had some at the dining hall on my way in, but
Yeah. No,
maybe-
it's okay.
Maybe for lunch if you're around.
Yeah, I'll be around for lunch. we're here before we go off to Mr. Moss again to with some a job.
Yeah.
But I was it seemed important that I stopped by. I wanted to see how you were doing,
I'm good.
and I heard from Mama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used one of those fancy scrolls of sending, and I called her.
Oh,
She's alive.
she's alive.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah. She didn't say where she was.
Oh. Okay.
But she said she missed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I guess.
Yeah. And as I promised, I'm gonna try and find her. She said she was going inland somewhere, so I don't know what that means, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I bet.
Yeah. You okay?
Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Melvin taking good care of you when he's in town.
Yeah, he's pretty busy. You know, Moss got him going out, getting things, or doing trays or whatever. But he's good. When I do see him, he's in good spirits.
Have you stepped away from all of us, or are we with you?
No, you guys are with
Can
us.
I make an insight check?
Sure.
Thank you. Does he hesitated on I'm good.
Oh yeah, from before. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 26.
Shit, he's doing great.
The news about his mom is fucking him up. a
Still
little bit.
processing.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even have to roll an insight check to know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he's good. I see him. I mean, when he's in town, probably we usually hang out on the weekend.
That's nice.
Yeah. Go for food, or he shows me around.
Okay.
Keeps finding cool places in the city.
It's like him.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You keeping out of trouble?
Yeah, of course. I don't want to lose my scholarship, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, of course.
And everything's okay between you and Mr. Moss?
Yeah. No, he's really interesting.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about a lot. Yeah, no, we have some good chats. He's got a cool perspective on the world.
What y'all been chatting about? He seems so interesting. I get such a rare, I don't get to talk to him very much.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's always curious about what I'm doing at school, and he always has some kind of insight about whatever I'm learning about, which is kind of neat. So he's been helpful when I had to study for things, or, magic that I don't. Some magic is harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just is really passionate about magic, and he really believes that it's something everybody should get the benefit of.
Yeah, right.
I think that's kind of cool.
That's the vibes I've gotten from him too.
Yeah. It's just some people, especially around here, don't always feel that way. Kind of like to lord it over everybody that they got.
Oh yeah, like who?
I don't know, just some of the students, some of the teachers. I don't know. It's like anybody.
Some of them picking on you.
No. They can try.
I beat the shit out of them if they would.
I mean, there were some comments at first, but
What'd they say?
well, I look a little different than a lot of the other students here.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's not anything I'm worried about, and certainly nothing worse than yours.
That's true.
So I can hold my own.
And they're just jealous of you, Fish. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. If anything happens, you need to break some heads, you know who to call.
Yeah. I'll get Mal to do it.
That's a good call.
I don't want you to get in trouble.
I can get in trouble. That's fine with me.
No, it's fine if Mal gets in trouble. It's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll let you get back to class, and if you've got time at lunch,
Yeah.
maybe we'll swing by around lunchtime if you're free.
Yeah, I'll be. This is my only class this morning. It's only a couple hours, and now I'll be free for about an hour and a half. So.
Okay, we'll swing by then.
Okay.
Okay, see you soon, Fish.
Gives you a big hug.
Big hug. I'm like at his chest level. I'm so little.
Yeah, it's big lanky arms.
I love it.
Shy, 100% ready to liver punch a 15-year-old.
I 100%. Nobody gets to talk shit about my brother.
Yo, can you imagine Shy at a soccer game? or like a rugby game on the sidelines, just being like getting the kid Andrew gets tackled, and Troy just being like, oh, punch this kid.
Punching them from the sideline using the.
Yeah, that's important.
That has like water polo mom energy.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so I let him go off to class.
Sounds good.
Okay, well that's promising. I suppose he's safe and doesn't seem to have a negative relationship with Moss.
Should we give him the hat? The disguise hat? He said that he looks different and they're making fun of him, and that could be a solve for that.
I don't ever want him to feel like he has to hide who he is.
But if it made his life easier, why not, right?
Could allow him to pull like really good pranks.
Or just blend in. I don't know.
I don't think blending in, sometimes standing out is a good thing. But it could allow you to pull some really great pranks.
Maybe next time. Let him get a bit more comfortable with school first, and then we can see if he wants to pull some pranks or something.
Also, the hat might keep one of us from dying, just in our line of work.
Fair.
Yeah, for sure. Just thinking about it.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Mary. Thank you. Okay. Well, what's the next?
Well, I'm going to stick around here for that librarian.
Yeah.
If anyone wants, I've got some questions about
You want some?
magic.
We should,
Want some company to go get Icky?
yeah, sure.
I have a
Egg knows you.
project I was working on.
Do you need some help?
Was
No,
it the
I-
whittling? The wood? I saw you working on that.
It's part of the project.
Okay.
But I'll meet up with you all later. I will need some gold, some of my gold.
How much do you need of your gold?
How much do you have? I don't know.
How much do you have?
How much do I have?
You got about 900 gold pieces there, Thistle.
You want us to come with you? Like, we could.
No, I'm all good. I'll take.
Well, half.
Sure.
So you
I
take
don't-
451 gold pieces.
All right.
One.
You, as you're standing there, Thistle, you hear a little whistle.
Thistle whistle.
And you see from near the the kind of gatehouse, this turtle head pokes out.
Yo, a turtle whistling is an image that in my head.
It's from the tongue. It's one of the tongue whistles.
And you see Latula.
Latula, that was the name.
We're gonna say hi?
I thought you were busy.
Oh, I'm never too busy for you. Oh, Barkskin.
How have you been?
I've been well. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, tell me about it.
I will. I will see you all later.
Can we get under the table now? I would like to go under the table, please.
Debornaise, do you flirt with her?
Yeah, I would go have tea with her.
Okay. I have something. I need you to roll for how well this goes. I have 6 D9.
What?
What the fuck?
D9.
I special ordered these dice.
What?
It's a D9.
All right, that's wild.
That's incredible.
So I want you to roll these 6 D9
Okay.
to see how well it goes.
69.
Yes! 69!
Okay.
69.
Sorry, did you special order?
Yeah!
That's insane. I don't know how to read
Oh my.
these.
No, it's quite clear.
Out of a possible 54.
9, 10.
And you can add your charisma
15,
modifier.
20, 28.
They're wild. They're like mind-bending dice.
30.
Plus your charisma.
So cool.
Can I
Yeah. Take a look.
Plus my charisma, which is a 0. 30.
30. Okay. Goes pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
These are amazing, Tana.
69.
The mind reels.
So this is our
Oh,
sex.
what happens
only-
now? What happens now? I landed it so it's exactly point down.
I don't know.
No one's done that.
That's when you let it ride off.
That's a home run, baby.
Let it ride.
Yeah, I would go have tea with her,
Okay.
and then at some point I would go off and run an
Alright.
errand.
Sounds good.
69. Dude, it's so.
They're the weirdest dice.
The rolling pattern of this dice is unlike anything
I'm
I've
trying
ever
to figure out
experienced.
what the shape is because some
It's
of the
a
faces.
nonahedron?
No.
It's just
No, because some of the faces.
Some of them are on the corner.
It's not symmetrical.
Yeah.
wild.
No.
It's non-symmetrical because the bottom is different from the top.
Yeah, like I said, they're mind-bending dice.
But it is I've rolled it a few times to see if it is consistent with the roll, and it does change the result.
These are amazing.
so
We'll
cool.
post pictures of these in the Discord and on socials. Was there a place that you ordered these from?
I think it's just called the Dice Shop Online, I believe.
Some
this
fucking
means, though?
geometrist
Is
was on
the-
some
Oh, you know
wild
what?
shit.
Do you know what this means?
I figured out the shape. It's 3 faces around the top, and then 3 faces around the side, and then 3 faces around the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Do you know
there
what
is
this
there
means
is
though?
a top.
Is you have to invent a weapon that's a D9
Yeah,
damage.
yeah.
Absolutely.
This is only
They're
for
pretty,
the
too.
introduction. Yeah, I know, right?
Amazing.
Like this one is awesome.
Yeah.
These are so great.
That's-
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sam.
how's the flirt go?
The flirt goes pretty well. 30 out of 54. It goes pretty well. You feel like you could fade to black if you wanted to before you.
No, it's mid-afternoon.
Sky rockets in flight.
I have a lot of things that I need to do.
All right.
Is one of them a turtle?
Guess
No.
we got Shelabet.
You wait a little bit longer, and the librarian does come out. You see she's an older half-elven woman, and she kind of looks at the two of you. You would like to see the library?
Oh well, yes, Librarian Nakara. I was we were hoping to speak with you if possible. You point us in the right direction. And I'd love to name drop the appropriate professors from Dullkirk. Be like, I'm on a research mission from Dullkirk about sorceress origins. We've collected some data from out in the field, and I want to cross-reference it with your library.
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
Persuasion, yeah, you got it. Not a cool lie check? Yeah.
Well, it was a deception check until you asked
Ask
her
for something, yeah, absolutely. I'm a charismatic little boy. And I have sorcery points to spend. As that gray dice goes to jail, and I love my bone yellow dice.
What?
Same roll.
2 2s.
Use another sorcery point.
No, you can just do it the once. That's going to be 11. Which is not unreasonable.
All right. I can take you to the library and we can speak, absolutely. I will need a writ if I were to let you into some of our more sensitive collections, but I'm happy to take you to the library and get any relevant material out. And I will need to, of course, supervise.
Naturally, everything.
She starts leading you towards the library.
Yeah, as we're talking, the thrust of our investigation is into lunar magic. Whether you've come across any students or magic users who have got their sorceress origins from one or all of the moons.
Well, we have, in the past, there was a faculty member who claimed to derive her magic from the moon, but there is only one other instance that we have come across, so it's difficult to say with any full certainty, but they are related, so of course I'm speaking of Marlery Scheidare was our faculty member, and her son, Adri, who is actually a student at the school at the moment, is believed to derive the magic from the same place.
And there was no precedent for that before Mallory?
We had no record of it before Marlery arrived. She was quite keen on studying it herself, but she was not as generous with her research, so some of her writings left with her. But there is a body of research that suggests that the moon of Riez is quite has some bearing on magical let me put it to you this way. As with some moons, Van Dyne, for example, the largest moon in our system, has quite a profound effect on the. Well, it has a profound effect on the tides of time, and Riez is believed to have quite a profound effect on the tide itself, the ocean tide. For a long time, that was assumed its only influence on our world. But it was discovered by Mallory and then studied subsequently afterwards that it does indeed have an effect on the, for lack of a better term, the magical tides of this world as well. And the ebb and flow of magic within our world.
Has anyone else been interested in like a similar topic? We're looking for potential collaborators.
There has been folks who have come through, researchers, mages, and things like
We
that.
got this up, by the way.
Yeah.
I would have to look at the logs to see and go back, but it seems to be a passing interest, as most of them seem to run into the same walls, because they don't have a personal connection with the magic of the moon. They don't seem to be able to find any further signposts as to where to go, what to do with that information. We don't exactly understand its effect on magic, but we know that there is some connection.
Thank you very much. Just a couple more questions.
Of course.
A different field of study, very cutting edge stuff. Are you familiar with the ley lines of magic across?
I'm familiar with the concept. It is a theory of old, shall we say?
You haven't come across any persons or entities who are able to derive a magical power of a sorcerous nature from the ley lines themselves?
Not a sorcerer. There have been, there is some anecdotes of mages who have been able to study ley lines, allegedly, and understand their working and are able to draw upon their power. But as I said, ley lines are a thing of antiquity. They don't exist today, so I can't imagine anyone taking much of an interest. You can study them all you want, but I don't know what you would do with that knowledge.
Well, I'm sure I don't have to sell you on the value of purely academic research.
And of course, we can learn so much about the sort of the mages of old and some of the stories. By learning about the stories they told each other, we can learn more about them and how they traveled the world.
Well, from what we understand, what we do have of the historical record, it is generally believed that when ley lines were present in the world, it did lead to some catastrophic events. Of course, what we believe to have happened at Wraithmore, two powerful magocracies coming at war and, of course, extinguishing themselves in the process. So we believe that they pushed beyond the limits of what is capable with the arcane, and in doing so, spelled their own undoing.
Well, thank you very much for that. I just have one last question. We've come across a rather concerning new field of potential sorcerous origin. Are you familiar with this symbol? And I will draw out the 3 lines or 3 eyes that Mark has seen, or it's Hakan, the living memory. Harkoon. I'll just start with that symbol. Okay. Have you come across this at all?
She goes right here. She goes into the stacks. 20 minutes go by. She comes back.
20 minutes.
With a fairly large kind of tome. She brushes off the dust. I have seen something like that. Not exactly that, but on a creature. There are creatures, and you watch as she flips through. elder creatures known as aboleths
Aboleths.
that bear those same 3 eyes. It does look remarkably similar, but I've never seen it just as a symbol, only in some of the illustrations we have of aboleths and from...
Is there any mention of what these aboleths want? Are they like dragons or...
No, they are deep sea dwellers. They are powerful, psychic energy wielders. They are able to exert an immense amount of influence over people. It is believed that many of them seek to amass knowledge and influence through that psychic mean, and they can use others as conduits to further that influence. But generally, they are by themselves. They live in solitude. It is largely believed either in deep river systems or deep lakes, occasionally in the ocean. But they are extremely reclusive and rare, so not a lot is known about them, and not many living specimens have been captured ever.
And no connections to any sorcerers that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, thank you very much. This has been extremely useful. Just one final one on this note. In our research, we've been able to translate a couple very old carvings from the various caves throughout the world. You keep coming across this term, the living memory? We understand.
I need you to make a charisma save.
Oh, God.
I thought we lifted
Yeah,
that.
didn't we lift the curse?
No, but we said it again.
I didn't say Harkoon, the living memory.
This is to see if you can stop yourself.
Come on, non.
Mark has a different
Yeah,
relationship.
that's fair. He's literally
God.
tapped into it.
Hey, you crit one! Everyone's in dice jail.
Sorcerer boy, I do have any teachers left.
Well, I think that's just for an ability check, which this was a saving throw.
Yeah. So as you say the living memory, you kind of Harkoon the
Harkoon, the living memory, of course.
and she kind of Harkoon the living memory.
Oh, no.
No, I've never come across that term.
Does she have to say it now?
Much as she kind of mutters it to herself. I will keep an eye out.
Could we see the log of other people who were looking for similar information?
There's not just one log. There's quite a bit. Do you have a time frame? I don't really have time to sit here and look through every log.
That's fair. I mean, unless anybody was like kind of seeming.
I would say
Very focused.
if anyone comes to mind, researching lunar magic seems like the rest is a bit of a dead end. But if there's any other Luna enthusiasts,
Yes,
we
we-
would love to follow up with them.
We don't want to rush to publication, but
Never,
we
never.
know that there are others studying some of the same fields, and we don't want to be we don't want to be scooped, so to speak. You would understand.
Well, if you'd like, I can make a copy of one of our lunar charts. You can have that for yourself.
That would be extremely
I
useful.
would love that.
Sort of maps the rotation of the moons in orbit to each other.
Yes.
And just before we go, something you said about the psychic nature. One of our more junior researchers did seem to have a negative reaction to that name, and we took him.
Harkoon the living memory?
That's the one.
Yeah.
We took him to some priestesses of Nepthisiket, and he felt compelled to share that name as though something beyond him were forcing him to do that. We took him to some priestesses, and the problem resolved itself. Just trying to...
Well, I'm fairly certain my colleagues would be interested in knowing about this as well.
Oh my god, you've started a thought virus.
Does Miri feel like? Is there any?
I will have you make a charisma saving throw at advantage, though.
Sorry, team.
No, you're doing great.
Now
You're
you're one.
fully patient zero.
That's gonna be 24.
You feel fine. You feel that intrusive thought, and then you're able to kind of push it away.
Do you have remove curse?
I was just gonna ask you that.
Not right now.
I just feel like it would be important for me to share this information with my colleagues. They might know something about Harkoon the Living Memory. I'm glad you brought it to my attention.
Yeah, me too. I would ask yourself whether it is you that thinks that it is important to bring it to their attention, or perhaps something outside of yourself. We have been very delicate with this information and only trying to share it with the most hardened of minds. Perhaps the influence of aboleths reaches far beyond their deep-sea dwellings.
See, she starts to look a little bit scared. What has happened to me?
We think you might have a little bit of a mind virus.
What?
It's a low-level curse. We weren't sure whether it passed simply by us speaking it.
Which we now know
So
the
I'm a
answer to.
guinea pig for you?
No, it was
What's to stop me from telling everyone about Harkoon the Living Memory?
your own willpower.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is important for them to know.
Yeah.
I would suggest first seeing some priestesses about having a curse removed. It was easily done. And then if you still feel likewise, then it's up to you what you do with this information. You are a librarian of the Vetoma Academy.
But what if I speak it on the way there?
Would you like us to take you?
Yes.
Okay. Then that's thank you.
Holy
for putting
fuck.
your trust in us, and I am deeply sorry that you had to be the proof that this is in fact the idea itself is dangerous.
Right.
I hope that this won't reflect poorly on the relationship with the Vetoma and Dulka College.
I guess we'll see how this remove curse goes.
Before we go,
She's nervous.
I think it might be really important for us. I know we don't have any paperwork with us at this moment, but due to the potentially time-sensitive nature, would it be possible to look into your archives in some of the more sensitive areas?
How about we lift this curse? And
Agreed.
then maybe we can speak about that.
For sure.
If you'd like, I may be able to help steel your resolve between here and the remove curse.
I would appreciate that.
All right. Please just don't resist.
Right.
And I would love to cast suggestion on her to
Should keep her mouth shut.
pretty much like I would suggest that she resists the urge to speak unless we invite her to.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Until I say stop.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm also gonna cast enhance ability for I forget what the charisma one is called. Yeah, the charisma one.
Evil splendor.
It's the idea of you being like, we found this disease. I have a vial of blood. Can you taste it? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Shake it on you.
I've just got a syringe here.
Are you sick? You're sick? Okay, cool.
You're coughing a lot of blood.
Well, I'm gonna take you to the hospital now.
My God,
No,
that
no,
was so
you should go to the
tense.
hospital. Would you like us to take you to the hospital?
Can I read some books first?
Is this snake venomous? It is venomous.
Hold
Let's
this
get
snake,
that
whatever
looked up.
it's venomous.
We
It was the
didn't
plot
know.
of Prometheus. That's how the.
You're doing so good.
Oh my God.
All right,
We'll
so
take her to that. They know us there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We have a punch card.
so you can take her up to the temple to Falir. Or there's not a temple, it's just the statue, but there are priestesses that priests and
I thought we made
priestesses.
friends with Nephthysiketes.
Different.
No,
Not
that's
kidding.
Dresden. That was Dresden.
Yeah, or you can take her to one of the temples to Teo. That's the,
Do you know
the
anything
common
about Teo?
deity here.
Do I know anything about Teo?
Teo the Lost. You would know kind of cursory. Teo
Cursory?
is
That's funny.
like cursory knowledge about Teo is the predominant god or kind of seen more as a demigod. Think like Prometheus, but basically gave life to all beings, created all. That's the
sweet.
belief, is that Teo created all things, like all races or all species from the mud, in the like surrounding area of Taywin. And
That
like,
sounds nice.
yeah, very benevolent.
Teo.
Teo it is.
Okay. So you head to the Temple of Teo, and it's quite open, and you can see there is a faceless statue out front that kind of is like in this sort of like welcoming pose. As you come in, you can see there's a number of priests and priestesses, and there is a pool of like this kind of reddish mud. That you can see people are dipping into, and some of them are creating art on their face or their arms, and some are making things with it on the ground. And there's like, you can see there's a number of like kilns as well, where it seems to be like some people go and they actually make things and fire it in the kilns.
Shall we?
Yeah. Hey, just so I know, do you have in the back pocket any way to create silence?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
That is ready to go.
Love that. Love that. Hey.
Yeah, you watch as she like, as somebody kind of brushes past her, you watch her whole body sort of shudders, and then she like literally swallows.
Oh my god.
And stops herself from speaking.
If I hear the syllable har, I will cast silence. Like I'm prepared. I'm like ready to do it.
The tension was. The spike was too much for me. I'm so elevated right now because it was talking about books, talking about books, mind vibe. Like, it was so immediate.
Don't let your kids read books. That's the lesson.
Happens. Yeah.
It's a good thing Thistle didn't go, because he would have made it so much worse.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, do you want to lead the way here, Cleric?
Yeah, sure.
Cleric?
Yeah, totally. I'll look for.
Yeah, you see there is a priest standing there. You can see they're bald, and you can see they kind of have a tray of these small clay figurines that they are setting out for people that are waiting and praying. But they kind of have a warm smile on their face. You can see large clay beads that are beautifully painted around their neck.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, we're okay, but we've been better. We have a little bit of a predicament we could use your help with.
Of course. Let me just set this down. And
Yes, those are beautiful,
set
by the
it
way.
down. Oh, they were made by the folks who've come to worship.
Yeah, incredible stuff. We have a bit of a minor sort of curse problem that we need help with.
I see.
Yes.
If I may, it seems urgent.
It
Yes.
kind of is.
I do.
It has a tendency to spread. It's a very fast spreading type of curse. type
Okay.
thing.
All right. And you see as they like kind of like readjust themselves.
Yeah.
Why don't we step
Yes.
into the back here?
That would be.
And on the way, I'll just like update them about like, we've had this before. We took care of it with the Nepthysicadians.
Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah, the less that is asked about it is like if you, mate, can I say something in a very intimate way?
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but as long as you don't infect me with a mind.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just
I was gonna say
sometimes
you're not infected, but
yeah. Sometimes if we talk about it too much, it might prompt as like a.
I'm gonna distract.
Yeah. So I just want to like get it up to date. If you ask direct questions about it, she will probably feel compelled to share information with you that might make you cursed.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I won't ask any follow-up questions just yet.
we're doing. Look at the pretty flowers.
All right. Well, if it's this person here.
It is.
All right. If you would step over here, and you see in the kind of back room of this temple, you can see it's a smaller chamber, and there is a smaller statue of, again, that sort of faceless being, kneeled down with their hands in another smaller pool of mud, and you can see the mud is moving kind of gently on. It seems like on its own. And they kneel them down. I am going to do my best, not totally understanding the nature of this curse. I I should be able to, but just give me a second. And then they look at you both in sort of the like. Typically, the removal of a curse is accompanied by
A donation?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, it's always the hardest part.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
It's not necessary, but encouraged.
He was like 200 over at I've got 75 on me.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay. I'll kick in the rest.
Yeah.
Whatever you can spare is always
Okay, we'll-
appreciated.
Oh, I've got 76 on me.
Okay, we'll do it up to 200. So I'll kick in the last 124.
And you see they kneel down before the small pool, and you watch as the priest places their hands in the mud, and as they like kind of pull up, you can see the mud kind of runs down their arms. And you watch as they put their hands on Akara, and they run their hands down and back over her hair. And you watch as the mud kind of seeps across her forehead and down onto her hair. And you see along with this, as they're coming across, this kind of soft yellow energy seems to emanate from their hands. And you watch as the mud begins to glow and almost seeps into her skin and fades in. As you watch, they kind of pull back, still holding their face. And you watch as she opens her eyes, they breathe together. And you watch as she exhales, almost like a fine dust. It disappears.
How are you feeling?
I feel like I can breathe again.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. And I don't feel compelled.
Good.
Just
Excellent.
think of what we spoke of. Great.
Oh, that was stressful,
You
dog.
see the priest is like, that was interesting.
Interesting, how so?
Curses have different natures. They live in different parts of the body, in my experience. When I go to lift a curse, which I've only done a handful of times, but it exits the body in different ways. I've never seen it leave someone's body in such a direct way. It's interesting.
Is there any... is there any thing that you can draw from that as to the nature of the curse? We are still, and I look to Akara, just like we are still new to this thing and trying to better understand it. Any information you can give us is very useful.
It seemed as though...
Conclusion, that was the word I was looking for.
It seemed as though as long as she drew breath, she would be compelled to speak those words.
Jesus.
Okay.
Should we be worried about what we saw exit her mouth being around still, or is it gone?
No, it is
Okay.
neutralized.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't have to mask up. The droplets are fine.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you came across, be careful.
Yep. I think we're gonna be more careful now.
Doubly
right?
so, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
All
Totally.
right, we'll just escort Akara home.
Yeah.
And I'll
And they see you out.
yeah, I'll just say, you know, I'm very sorry about that.
It's all right.
We don't fully understand what we're dealing with yet.
No, thank you for helping me and alerting me. That could have been very bad very quickly.
Yes. If you do come across any information regarding this, please let us know.
Lock it up tight.
Please
But
let
yes,
us know.
I will let you know. Yes.
May we look at the, I don't know what you call it, the restricted section?
What is there something in particular you're looking for?
I mean, as we discussed before,
I'll come to questions, though.
you feeling satisfied
feeling
with
great,
everything?
yeah.
Okay.
If I find
If there's
anything else
anything
that relates
that might be related, that would
to
be
the moon,
cool.
I will let you know as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, I'm going to go back to work.
Love that. I feel like we nailed that.
Yeah, for sure. I think we did a good job.
Yeah.
Let's not. We got to be careful of this one because I thought you
I thought I was okay
Yeah.
too. I
'Cause
just
we
meant to say the
all-
first part.
Yeah.
Or I didn't mean to. The 8.
But there's something.
I'm
you're
nervous.
Yeah, you're still.
Yeah. Okay.
I know what you mean. You don't. I know the part. I know all the parts of it.
Mhm.
I remember all the parts
Yeah.
of the whole thing that we say that we couldn't stop saying.
Yes.
So, but do we need to like? I didn't even think about this. But should we have gotten you checked out? Should we go back to the temple? Your.
I mean,
eyebrows twitching.
I'm strapped for cash.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
Can't afford to go to the doctor right now.
I'm off my dad's health
not
care.
yours.
Yeah.
Actually
need some more cash.
Do you want to pull a job or something? Like we're
Yeah.
suggesting.
Yes.
We're here for like a few hours.
The reality is, like, I do actually need some money for something.
Okay.
So at a minimum, I need to borrow some money. If we could find
Thistle
a job,
is loaded and
that
he
would
doesn't
be-
understand
I
commerce.
don't want to take anyone else's money. I would like to borrow. I don't want to be in debt to anyone.
Did Moss not pay us for the wand?
Yeah,
He
did.
gave us. He already did.
I think he gave it to you when he first saw you.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The job.
Yeah.
You guys should have money from the Moss.
Yeah, I have 1,000 gold.
I definitely spent mine
At the
somehow.
casino.
How much money would we have gotten after that? Because I haven't written anything down.
It was a couple hundred.
It was
We got like 300 some each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know
Okay.
that I spent mine on something dumb.
I spent 500. I gave Adri 500 gold pieces, and I still have 700 gold
But that was
pieces.
Pre-Moss.
Pre-wand.
Yeah, pre-wand.
Do I have 300 gold pieces?
At least, yeah.
Great. I'd like to go buy something from a gem store.
Yeah, I'll just follow you. Absolutely.
Oh,
Either way.
Mm, smart.
All right.
And we'll just,
We're gonna
We
hop
also
over here.
Miri would know we have a party fund. Like we have a
for
fund.
diamonds.
She wouldn't want to take from that.
Yeah, right.
So sweet.
I know that feeling so deeply.
Yeah.
So this is after your time at the Vatoma. You
Yeah.
headed out. Are you going with him to see Eki? You're still having tea.
Yes, and then I would go and.
Would you meet up with them?
No, I'm gonna go find someone who makes like jewelry and things like that.
we might cross over.
Yeah,
run
so
into
we'll
you.
probably bump those two together in a sec.
That's cute.
You two head out to find Eki.
I'll go to the scarf merchant, I think was the
Yep,
guy that I talked to.
yep.
I'll go to him first.
Yeah.
Right, hi, return customer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Looking to speak to the big man.
Yeah, he, I believe he is having lunch right now at the haystack.
Great. Would he mind being interrupted?
No, he's usually in a pretty good mood
Okay.
around a meal.
Great. Thank you very much. I'll slide 5 gold
Okay.
as a thank you. And we'll head to the haystack.
All right. You see it's pretty quiet midday, but you see Eki is there kind of in the corner. You can see he's kind of like got his brow furrowed. He's looking over some kind of scroll. And he's got
Oh.
like a plate of biscuits next to him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit at a table in his eye line and scrape my chair as I sit down, like make a sound.
His eyes kind of flick up.
I look at him. Oh, let's go. We'll go join him.
Okay. You sit down at the table and you see quickly scroll and rolls out the scroll.
Thank
Oh, you're back in town.
We are at the job that we did for you. That
Yeah.
it all shook out.
Yeah, it was great. You got. She paid you out there.
That
Yeah,
was
she
great.
did.
Yeah, no. Barrel made it back safe and sound,
Fantastic.
mostly intact.
Yeah. Well.
We didn't do that damage. That was there when we
fine.
got there.
The thing that was inside was apparently fine, so that's all that mattered.
I have a favour to ask.
Uh-huh.
That requires some discretion.
I'm listening. He starts chewing on a biscuit.
We've recently found ourselves in the employment of a local,
Hmm.
and the more we work for this individual, the more we realise we know nothing about him.
All right.
Any information you could share would be extraordinarily helpful for us.
Mm.
We're willing to pay for it if you.
Yeah.
That's what it costs.
Mr. Moss,
Mm-hmm.
big fella.
I'm familiar.
Do you know anything about him? What his business dealings are?
Yeah. He deals in magic items. Acquiring, trading, selling.
Above board?
Sometimes.
Probably as above board as anyone else we're going to speak to about it.
Yeah, well.
I mean, if you're working with him, you know that he's not, he's not always, trading in the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no whispers, no rumors, nothing concerning?
I mean, he's a pretty powerful gentleman, so, I let him do his business, and occasionally we cross paths. I sometimes come across something that I think might tickle his fancy.
You had good business dealings with him thus far?
Oh, I mean, he's always paid on time. He always pays exactly as how much he says he's going to pay. Yeah.
Anyone you know ever cross him?
Perhaps.
I shuffle in my seat, and you just hear the clink of some gold pieces.
How many?
I'll put a hand. I got this.
Oh, it's okay. We
I
can do
don't spend my money anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I'll drop 50 gold on the table.
I'll get the next one.
Yeah. He's put a few folks in the ground. Or turned them to dust. From my experience, people who have tried to double-cross him,
End up dead.
they don't stick around very long.
It's good to know.
When did that last happen?
I don't know. It's been a while, I guess. Last time I heard about it was some noble came over a while ago. I can't remember. But apparently they were having a nice dinner together, and then I think this guy tried to rob him.
Oh.
He had some muscle with him, but I don't think he fully understood the kind of man Moss is. And Moss didn't take too kindly to that.
I anticipate not. Well, that's helpful, Eki. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And I'm going to put another 25 down on the table, and we appreciate your discretion as well.
Of course.
How big is it? Do I know
It's a gnome.
vaguely how big Eki's network is? Is it just Taywin?
You're not sure. You're like
He was like dealing
he's
out.
dealing out of Taywin. You're not sure. He seems like the kind of guy who is. He has a lot of connections. He's not necessarily. He doesn't operate like a business. It's like he's a singular entity.
Right.
He's like connecting people, and he's like he knows people.
Some information back as a show of good faith. Now might be a good time to get folks into Yorun. What was the clan that Mal was from?
Loomraz.
The head of the Loomraz is dead.
Oh.
And the
Interesting.
Powerful weapon that the what's the other one?
The
Esper has a better memory than I do.
No, I like this happening at the table this way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my brain just has a hole in that space.
I can go find it. I just didn't want to take the
The
turn.
Eye sign?
The eye sign.
My
there
war
is.
brain is
A
insane.
powerful weapon that the Eye Sign. A powerful weapon that the Eye Sign had their hands on is no longer available to them. So the power structure of Yorun is in flux right now.
But the eye sign is still on top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you
No.
know, things
that-
are shaking loose a little more than a couple weeks back.
Yeah, because I heard it was not so friendly over there.
Oh, it's not, but
I had a runner out there. Guy I sent to go do a job, and I never heard back from him.
if
No,
you don't mind
yeah,
me
they know.
asking, what was the job?
Oh, he was just going to pick up some gemstones, some rare gemstones.
Would he have used Thieves' Cant?
Yeah.
Don't
I-
use can't in
yeah.
the city.
I
If you're
use-
sending anybody up there, do not use
I
can't.
used Cant and I got knifed for it.
That explains it.
They're locking down.
There's
Criminal activity is For locals only, apparently.
And they're using entrapment to get it. They'll make you use it.
That is good to know.
Yeah, they've
That is
got
really good to
they've
know.
got signs up to basically be like, this is the person to talk to, and when you're like, hey, I want to talk to this person, they're like, great, and then they lead you down an alley and they
About
put a knife
15
in your
minutes
gut.
later, there's knife in your
It's
gut.
good to know.
I'm just glad he wasn't alone.
I have somebody I know who likes setting traps for people who set traps, so that's good.
Yeah, any trap you step into that you know you're stepping into becomes a trap for someone else.
Exactly. You understand.
But yeah, so as a business courtesy, I thought I'd let you know that things are shaking out a little bit and you're in a good time.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Icky.
As
always.
I just reach out a hand to shake it.
Shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
You notice Eki is missing his pinky finger.
I love that for him. Well, we'll leave you to your biscuits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy
You're
your
welcome.
meal.
So secret.
Passing notes in class.
Oh my god, this sorcerer trying to be stealthy.
Sean Deppner has a minus something to stealth. I don't
All
know.
right, you head over to you're trying to find a jewelry store, and you bump into Thistle, who is also.
Yeah, I'm
in
looking
the
for like
district.
like jewelry and sort of metal goods.
Yeah, you come to the area of Taywin where there's a number of different artisans, and you spot your companions.
Hey,
Hi.
we're looking for what are you looking for?
Diamonds.
We're looking for diamonds. You looking for diamonds?
No.
What are you looking for? Why are you being weird?
I'm not.
You're being
You
weird.
don't get to decide whether you're being weird or not.
I get to decide what's normal for me.
Yeah, but we can think it's weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weird is
Do
subjective.
you think it's weird, Mark?
I think you're being weird. Yeah.
You think you're weird,
All right.
but in like not like a bullying way. Like we just
Like in a
something's
good
weird.
way.
No, something's different.
I think it looks great on you,
Oh, thank
honestly.
you. All right. Then yes, I'm being very weird.
I think.
Ooh, tell us more.
What are you doing?
I'm here to see a man about some things.
So that's what you might. That's weird.
Yes, and that's a good thing.
It's
Yes.
extremely vague.
It would be even better if there were more information in a sentence about it.
That'd be
It's-
super weird.
It's a surprise
For who?
for you. Otherwise, I tell you.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So it's going to be something you're going to give to us?
The more you ask, the less of a surprise it becomes.
What if we don't like surprises?
Do you not like surprises?
Is it for you or for us?
The surprise?
Well, if it's for us, then whether we like surprises or not should be part of the
All
calculus.
right. Do you like surprises?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I will give no further information.
That's fine.
We're gonna go score some diamonds and an ice cream cake, and
That sounds much better than what I was going to do. But I'm going to go see. We can go together.
Okay.
Then I can be there for the ice cream cake.
Yeah.
and we can be there for the surprise.
We're expecting a surprise now.
Well, it might not be ready today.
That's fine.
I mean, anywhere they're selling whatever your surprise, we probably get diamonds.
Yes.
Is the surprise diamonds?
No.
Okay. Then we're fine.
To the diamond store after.
Yeah. You find a jeweler, and you are
Ice
able
cream cake
to. They have enough diamonds, 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
We walk into the jewelry store with plates of like half melted ice cream store. Ice cream cake,
Please don't. Please.
No, it's cool. I can cool it so it doesn't melt.
No. I don't. It's sticky.
Would you like some?
Dripping.
My ice cream cake is completely melted immediately.
I love the energy that Tim was like, yeah, you managed to get the diamonds, and we were like, no, you will create a shopkeeper. We will have an interaction with them. Make more NPCs.
I want to haggle.
Sticky drippies everywhere.
I'd like
I
to.
clean it.
I'd like to find an artisan of some sort. I have a list of things that I would like modification to buy and modified slightly.
Okay.
I would find someone and I would.
Want to step outside?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
For the surprise.
I'm looking for a chain to be worn around the neck. Possibly gold chain. I'm also looking for
Gold chain.
Yes, I'm looking for a bracelet, sort of open, like one of those ring bracelets. I'm looking for an arm ring. Do you have arm rings?
like a band? Like, do you want like a full band around your arm,
Similar to the wrist,
Sort of
but for
cuff?
the bicep, yes.
Yes, I think I have something I can work with.
Perfect. And a sheath for her dagger.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Perfect.
And then I would sort of give them sort of instructions about. I would provide them with some carvings that I would like sort of work into the pieces of
the design,
the jewelry, and
could this be ready by later today? It's more modifications than from scratch.
Would you be able to come by in the morning?
Are we leaving?
No, we can do it.
Yes, I can come by in the morning.
Great. I should have it all done by then.
And how much would that be?
How thick is the armband?
The armband would be like a thick metal. Like I don't know if you've ever seen like the Vikings and stuff have like armbands. Yeah. Exactly.
All together, I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be about 300 gold pieces.
Perfect. Yes. All right. That's wonderful.
Great.
Yeah, and I would pay them. Give them a little. I'll give them 320 for having it ready so quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Blackwater,
Generous paper scissors outside.
I would come out.
They didn't have what I was looking for, unfortunately. So
One second.
Fuck, this is a dead heat, mate.
Fuck! I forgot what I was doing. Oh yes, they didn't have what I was looking for. The surprise will have to wait till tomorrow.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
I gotta know. I want to know if I believe you or not.
Mike doesn't really care enough to check.
I rolled a 12 for insight.
Yeah, he's bad at lying. He's up to something.
Yeah, okay.
He's not very good about hiding it.
Okay.
You all reconvene. It is getting later in the day. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You would have had lunch with Adri.
We don't have to roleplay that. It's literally just big brother or big sister, little brother time. That's all.
But importantly, do you get ice cream cake?
We bring some back for sure.
Yeah.
I think we
keep it chilled.
It's
Knowing,
cool. It's nice.
knowing she doesn't want to make Adri late for his classes, so I think she goes around and grabs a bunch of things from the market, and we just have like a little picnic on the front court in the courtyard.
In the quad?
Where would you all like to sleep this evening?
Depends if Mal's in town.
Mal's not back yet.
Where was...
We stayed at...
Moss said to call if we needed somewhere to stay.
Wait. I have a suggestion, but I need to...
I think he said to call when you were ready to go.
Did Moss... We never, like, role-played it, but was Moss chill with Phyllis staying?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was fine with it.
Was he chill about it?
He was like, I'll come and visit her.
Cool.
Oh, great.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I think that we had basically... It's either... The options right now are either... Well, we could either get an inn, or... We could ask Moss if there's somewhere we can go.
Yeah, sounds
I'd
good.
love
We
to do an
have,
inn.
when we were in Dresden, we went to that themed
I
hotel.
didn't write it down, but what is the name of...
the tavern that I started
Yeah, the
in?
first tavern.
Yes.
The first tavern, I think, was the...
The...
it was the... it wasn't the Haystack. But no, the first tavern would have been in... I have it here.
It wasn't Taywin.
It was in Taywin.
Yeah, it was
Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson.
It was the Wild Oats.
The Wild Oats.
Inn.
Sowing Wild Oats. Yes.
I would love to go back to the Wild Oats.
Oh,
Yes.
it's great there.
Yeah,
let's
maybe
do it.
another adventure will find its way
Love
to
if another
us.
truly an
Maybe we can find
adventure.
Jackson.
I think he's dead.
Again.
We're walking and talking
Oh,
to the
like-
Wild Oats at this point.
Slightly back from the rest of the group, I'll explain. I'll fill
The
Mirielle
whole
in with the
backstory,
whole
yeah, okay.
what happened and how it was fully just
As
a
you
scam.
make your way through the city as the sun sets, and you all step through the doors of the Wild Oats Inn, that's where we're going to end it.
Wonderful.
We're not in jeopardy like last session.
It's really weird to end an
Yeah,
episode
I
and
feel
not be like,
safe.
Tim usually cliff glitches every session, so this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I worry about next session. We are gonna go raid someone awesome, so please stick around. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're gonna go film a chat water to talk about all of this stuff.
Lot of lore.
A lot more lore.
Lord.
And if you can put your thumbs up, everyone.
Yeah.
Get it back, right?
when you're trying desperately not to talk about it, make sure you touch the goo. Have a good night, everyone.
Touch the goo, the living memory.
Yeah.
Our goo, the living room.
Our goo.